I am a soul. I am a being of peace. It's an amazing phenomenon. The fact that this being has completely forgotten who he is. A being full of divine attributes, a being full of stillness, contentment, peace, joy, a being that does not belong to the physical dimension, a being that is a traveler, that comes from the incorporeal dimension as a guest into the puppet show, the physical dimension, and then goes home. It is amazing as all these qualities and all these attributes are forgotten episode, birth after birth. But there is a time that this being can once again experience the truth, can once again awake from the nightmare of the confusion and darkness of the lowest consciousness. And that time is now. It's the only moment in the film that this being can actually experience and be conscious of the truth. So every second is very precious, because to live in truth is the highest possible attainment. To be in clarity, to know who I am, to know where did I came from, is the highest attainment possible. And these precious seconds, this precious time called the confluence between the end and the beginning of the cycle, is the time of truth. And with that truth, transformation occurs. This being starts gradually to awaken from the dream, from the nightmare, and starts gradually to build up moments of truth. And that's only possible with the help and support of the Supreme Friend, The Supreme Friend is another being, a being that never forgets who he is, a being that is constantly awake. That amazing being has only one mission, and that mission is to awaken and to save all other beings that at the moment have fallen asleep. The only way to be awake is to remain in the company of the one that is constantly awake. The only way to know who I really am is to be in the company of the one that always knows who he is. These are two beings, me and another being that is called the Supreme Being because of his constantly awakeness. In fact, the attributes and qualities are very similar. The only thing that changes is the fact that this being, the real I, comes into the film, into the cycle of birth, episode and episode. So if I've forgotten who I am, if I've forgotten my original nature, if I've forgotten my original qualities, I can be in the company of the one that never forgets. And by being in the company of that one, to experience his qualities that are, in fact, my qualities as well. Stress it's not normal. Anxiety, it's not normal. Panic is not normal. What is normal is the original qualities of these amazing beings: peace, contentment, bliss, altruistic love. That is the normal that has been covered with the layers and masks of the lowest consciousness attained throughout the film, throughout the cycle. To create time, or to use this precious time, every second, every minute, to be in truth, is to empower me, to empower the real I. And it's so easy to get influenced by the film and by the characters of the film. I'm not sure, but the feeling is that it's not the real I that gets influenced, or better, the lowest consciousness reacts against any part of the episode, and that reaction is felt by the real I, and it's a nanosecond to be influenced or to observe the reaction of that lowest consciousness. That's why it's important to build up moments and to build up power to gradually not be influenced by any reaction of that lowest consciousness. That lowest consciousness that wants nothing more than wants. It wants to be a body. It wants to have a normal life. It wants to have anxiety. It just wants. And now is the time in the film where I, the real I, knows what the truth is. The truth is that I am a point of consciousness inside a mask of flesh, blood, and bones, and that I go through episode and episode. And more important than that is that I am not the role that this lowest consciousness is addicted. This lowest consciousness can only live from the role. And so by gaining power and by experiencing second by second that I am not the role, I'm actually empowering me, the real I, to become or to be stronger against any form of this enemy. An enemy that is constantly disguised, camouflage in such a way that sometimes it can look like an innocent child, which create attachment, which is a vice as well, and can be completely non-camouflage in a form of a sexual desire or a greed desire. So it's an enemy that plays in very and different forms. So create moments of truth throughout the day, and by that you will become stronger and reach the main goal, which is to be able to experience action without being influenced by that same action, karma, tit. An observation in the mind that whilst the vibrational sound is shared, the demon wants to share as well, wants to share his thoughts. Although the thoughts are on the path of the beautiful and supreme soul that the demon is against, the demon still wants to share thoughts. So that's another form of this disguised enemy that only acts inside the mind. The task for today, I would say the task for the remaining part of this episode, is to be awake as much as possible. The biggest challenge is in fact to be awake whilst in action with others, with other actors. That's the main challenge, because the spell of the film is such that the real I falls asleep as soon as it starts to interact and to act with other actors. So the challenge for today is to remain awake, see, experience the truth whilst acting with other actors.